and welcome to Senior Solutions Utah Television, Utah's TV magazine show for seniors and their families. I'm Michelle Rowley. Whether you're a senior or, like me, the daughter of an aging parent, we hope you'll find our show informative. We spent much of the last year talking to experts in the field of senior services, and we've selected some of the best to let you know just what is available right here in Utah to help make the most of your life. Let's get started. At Senior Solutions Utah Television, we feature people and companies that are making a difference. Our first story is about a home care company in northern Utah that is truly making a difference for families in their area. Birch Creek Home Care has been offering free respite care since 2006.
I'm Jenny Fry. I am the administrator of Birch Creek Home Care and Hospice. We offer a free respite program. This is done throughout Weber, Morgan, and Davis County. We've teamed with the senior centers in those counties, and we come and provide up to 3 hours of free respite care. You are more than welcome to come and leave your loved one here with us. We have activities. We keep them entertained so that you, as a caregiver, can get out and do what you need to do. There's a thing called caregiver burnout that a lot of people experience. There's a lot of pressure taking care of a loved one. And sometimes you just need some time for yourself, whether it's to go to your own doctor's appointments, maybe go get your hair done. But the biggest thing is if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your loved one. So we try to help fill that gap and give you the opportunity to do the things that you need to do to take care of yourself. We saw the need. We saw the need, and we saw that care can get very overwhelming, expensive. I love people. We have the best job in the world. I mean, I love people and I love all that, but you know what? At the end of the day, I am fulfilled by their lives. And for a split moment in their life, I get to be there. We thought this would be a wonderful thing to give back to the community, and really just to help the caregivers. We had this wonderful little man that we took care of for a very long time, and he actually fell and broke his hip. He was very wealthy, but he fell and broke his hip, and the family couldn't be there with him, so they asked us to come do 24-hour care, which we did. And sometimes with staffing issues, I have my CNA, so I will be more than happy. And it gives me the opportunity to remember why I'm doing this and to, get to know people, because I want to know the people that I'm taking care of. Anyway, so I had the opportunity to spend a few days with this little man, and you know what? After 2 or 3 days, he was my best friend. We sat and we laughed, and and I was sad to see him leave, but I can't wait to see him again, happy and healthy, and he's my friend forever. And I got to spend a very special time with him, and that's all it comes down to, is just the love that they have to share too. Because I guess it's not so much that I love people, but I love to be loved, and I know that they're so grateful and appreciate what we do, and they fall in love with us just as much as we fall in love with them.
We are happy to feature Birch Creek Home Care on our show. The people at Birch Creek truly care about their clients and believe that by going the extra mile, they will truly make a difference in the lives of families. If you would like to find out more, call 844-981-0099 right now, and we'll help you get in touch with them. We found another company that is moving care visits from the office to the home.
We can go directly to the home to do the eye exam. And that's great for a couple of reasons. One, we can get their glasses for them if they need glasses, get that updated so that their mom or dad can see clearly again. And we can also diagnose any problems that they might have, like cataracts, macular degeneration, and treat any of those conditions. And it also gives a lot of peace of mind to the children of these parents who are living in their home.
We'll talk more about on-site eye care later in the show. It's not only the person who has the impairment who is affected by hearing loss. Spouses, children, grandchildren, and friends all feel the effects of someone who has a hearing loss. We spoke with Liz Hankins, a doctor of audiology at the House of Hearing.
That is a good question. A lot of people will come in and they will say, Liz, I don't need a hearing aid. I can hear fine as long as people speak up, or as long as people speak clearly, or if they're looking right at me, I can hear them. And then once we talk a little bit more, we find out that, yeah, one-on-one they're doing okay, but once the spouse turns their back, or once they add distance, or once you go to church and there's a lot more noise, or if you go to a restaurant and it's, there's a lot more commotion around you, then the person says, yeah, I really have a hard time in those places. That's going to be one of those big signs that if you can pinpoint that there are places that you're not hearing as clearly as you should be, it's a pretty good indication you should at least get your hearing checked. Another thing is going to be if your family members are saying something, because oftentimes the family are going to be the ones who say, Mom, you're not hearing me like you used to, or Dad, you're ignoring me. You're not hearing me the way that I know you should be hearing me. And a lot of spouses will come in and they'll say, is it selective hearing? Are they ignoring me? But it's causing contention in our relationship. And a lot of times it is hearing loss and it needs to be treated. So a lot of people will come in and they'll bring in a stack of papers that say, I have ads. I get ads in the newspaper all the time. I get ads in the mail all the time. It seems like everybody sells hearing aids. And one thing that I tell them is I don't sell hearing aids. I fit hearing aids, I work with hearing aids, yes, I dispense hearing aids, but it's so much bigger than that. I give people hearing back. I give their families their mom back, their dad back. I give them the relief from ringing in their ears. I give them the relief that they can go back to their bingo nights and they can play bingo with the rest of their friends. That's what I do. And that is the one thing that is going to set us apart from all of those ads that you get in the paper and all of the mailers and all of the things that you hear about a cheap hearing aid. You don't want a cheap hearing aid. You need the services and a quality hearing aid to keep you happy. Yeah, you're going to hear better. You are going to hear clearer and you're going to be able to understand speech better. But more than that, you're going to get your life back. You're going to be able to go to restaurants and be able to communicate with your girlfriends. You're going to be able to go to your kids' plays and be able to actually understand those little tiny voices when they have those parts that they were so nervous about. You're going to be able to catch that. There are so many things that make people draw back and they become socially isolated when they cannot hear well. And what a hearing aid can do is it brings life back into life. And that's why I love what I do.
Hearing loss can take many forms, but most can be remedied really very simply. Call 844-981-0099 now to find out more. As a public service, we are happy to include the Utah Food Bank on today's show.
In the world of social media, we make it very easy for you. If you go to our webpage at utahfoodbank.org, you can utilize that location online to do a number of things. You can donate that money. You can sign up to volunteer time. You can utilize the virtual food drive to purchase food using your money, your selection, and the product then is purchased by us. Or if you're in need of assistance, you can find that information there as well. In a neighborhood, you can look for a pantry in your town or your part of the community where you can go for assistance. Or there's also information there about 211, the information referral hotline. If you or someone you need is looking for help or struggling, calling 211 is a great first step. Utilize your zip code, tell a person on the phone where you live. They can send you immediately to direct services that can help you that very day. The biggest mistake we make as an individual in need of help is not making that first step to reach out for help.
Transportation can be an issue for thousands of seniors along the Wasatch Front. Even getting you or a family member to an eye appointment can be difficult. We found an optometrist in Utah who is taking eye care out of the office and right to where you are.
It's hard for me to get transportation for one thing, because my family can't always, and they can't always around here. I appreciate him coming.
I'm Keith Castleton. My company is On-Site Eye Care. So On-Site Eye Care is a unique service. We provide optometric care, eye exams for people who are homebound or living in a facility like a nursing facility or an assisted living facility. I've been as far north as Logan and as far south as Payson and Santaquin. We do full-scale eye exams like you would get in an office. The unique thing about us is that we don't have an office. We go directly to the patients wherever they live. So if they're homebound, we go to their house. If they live in a nursing home, we go to the nursing home and do the exams for them there. It's very helpful for the caregivers, especially if they have their mother or their father living at home and their parents are unable to leave the house to have an eye exam. We can go directly to the home to do the eye exam. And that's great for a couple of reasons. One, we can get their glasses for them if they need glasses, get that updated so that their mom or dad can see clearly again. And we can also diagnose any problems that they might have, like cataracts, macular degeneration, and treat any of those conditions. And it also gives a lot of peace of mind to the children of these parents who are living in their home. We don't charge anything in addition to what the insurance would usually cover. So we just bill for the exam as we would normally if someone were being seen in an office. They don't pay any extra for me to come to their house. I think optometry is a little easier just in an office where patients are just coming to you regularly. But we do this because there's a need that I don't think is currently being met. There are a lot of people who are unable to get out of their homes to get an eye exam. So we wanted to fulfill that need, and I think we've helped a lot of people along the way.
I would say that he's a good eye doctor to go to. He's pretty good at keeping his word, and he's just all right.
Well, it's hard for me to get transportation for one thing, because my family can't always, and they can't always around here.
Oh, he comes and sees all of us, and he's concerned with everybody. He does a good job.
I guess I just love helping people, and I've had several patients who have been really grateful, and a lot of times it's their children who are very grateful that will write me notes. For example, I was reading a note yesterday that I had received from the daughter of a patient who was in a nursing home. And it just said, "Thank you for doing my mother's eye exam. Reading is about the only thing she can do for herself now." And so she was very grateful that we were able to just do an eye exam and get her some glasses so she could continue reading. So it's just those little things that mean a lot to people like this. And I just take great joy in being able to help people make the most of what they have left of their lives.
At Senior Solutions Utah Television, we're looking for unique services that make a difference in the lives of people they serve. We believe On-Site Eye Care is just such a service. Call us at 844-981-0099 right now to get more information. The pain and burning sensation caused by neuropathy can affect every aspect of your life. It can affect your ability to do the daily things you need to do around your house. Drugs can help, but even these medications only work on a small percentage of people who have neuropathy.
My feet hurt constantly.
I understand now why some people who are in chronic pain situations want to kill themselves, because that's exactly where I ended up.
Over 19 million Americans suffer from peripheral neuropathy. a painful, sometimes debilitating condition.
I describe it as an X-Acto knife being stabbed into my feet. That's how severe the pain is.
My hands would cramp and be numb, and I would be unable to control my fingers.
My main pain problem was the tightness in my feet and feeling like my toes were just going to curl over and fall over, and there was nothing I could do to stretch them out.
Sometimes I felt like my feet were about ready to catch on fire. They'd feel like they were so hot.
As we age, our arteries plug up. One of the consequences of plugged up arteries is that whatever the arteries are feeding, they don't function, or they may even die, and that occurs with the nerves of the feet. I've been using Trona Life in the clinic for several months now, and frankly, I'm very gratified with the kind of results that we've had. Trona Life has, in many cases, brought a real reduction in symptoms.
I've always had more pain in my right foot than my left, so I decided to try my right foot first. By the time I had put an amount of cream on my right foot and started on my left foot, I was already feeling a positive result in my right foot. My immediate reaction was, no, I can't be feeling that. It can't possibly be working that quickly. But let me assure you, it was.
And I have noticed that when I use this regularly, I don't have that problem with my feet. They feel just like normal feet would feel.
I experienced relief of the tightness and the tingling and no pain within 2 full weeks. And it was a complete blessing to have this in my life.
After several operations in my feet, the Trona Life feels really, really good.
Put on in the morning before your day started, and then go out and have your normal day. And literally 2 weeks later, 1 or 2 weeks later, I was going, oh, my feet aren't bothering me as much as they did before. I'm doing okay.
This innovative product is offered at a special price for our viewers. Call 844-981-0099 now to order your no-obligation trial of Trona Life Neuropathy Relief Cream. Remember back in the day when doctors made house calls? Well, that service is back.
We really do everything that the doctor can do in his office. We can do the lab work, any type of blood work. We would check for, if you have strep throat, we can do a swab check right there and send it to the lab. We can do x-rays, ultrasounds, even EKGs, all in the comfort of your home.
We'll talk with Melody again later in the show. Without a doubt, one of the most misunderstood resources available for seniors is a reverse mortgage. The misinformation about this one topic could take our entire half hour here today. Having a mortgage professional take the time to explain the upsides and the relatively few risks of a reverse mortgage could be the most revealing hour you ever spend. Mark Hammond from Legend Reverse Mortgage explains.
You know, I had a pretty good 401k that I had contributed to for years and years and years. But when the housing bubble burst and when Wall Street took us all down, my 401k lost about half of its value.
Hi, welcome to my Reverse Mortgage Exposed videos. In these videos, we'll get into some of the pitfalls to avoid and some of the bad things about reverse mortgages that you must be aware of. So let's start out with something they never tell you in the TV commercials. A reverse mortgage is similar to a regular mortgage, except instead of making payments on the loan, the interest is added on to the end of the loan. That's important to understand. So reverse mortgages give you money now while allowing you to postpone payment of the interest till later, so you can use all of your income for living expenses and none for interest. They're designed to help you use the equity in your home, to help you stay in your home for a longer period of time where you're comfortable, and allows you the financial ability to stay independent. Pay for help at home as you may need it, and postpone the need to uproot yourself from your home in order to get the care you need. So aside from your loan balance going up, it doesn't sound too bad. So let me get this straight. Each month the amount you owe goes up. Horrible, right? So you end up owing more and more and more until they come and they take your house away, right? Wrong. Owing too much is never a trigger for repayment of the loan. In fact, you could live to be 200 years old and you'd never be asked to pay a dime of interest, as long as you live in the home, pay your taxes and insurance, maintain the home, and there's one more that I'll talk about in the next video. So those are your obligations. And as long as you do those things, the lender is under contract to not require you to pay any interest as long as you live in the home. One of the best things about reverse mortgages is that you remain the legal owner. You can sell your house or refinance it as long as you pay off the reverse mortgage. This can be challenging though, because the longer you have the reverse mortgage, the higher the balance gets. So you should not look at a reverse mortgage as a short-term solution. You should view this as a way to tap into your equity without having to make mortgage payments, a way to live off your equity without having to sell your home. And reverse mortgages don't require that you promise to pay the money back. You're not personally guaranteeing the repayment of this loan. I bet you're thinking, why would lenders do this? Why would they lend money and not ask for payments? Well, actually, they wouldn't. Not unless our federal government ensured that they wouldn't lose money.
If you are struggling with making ends meet, you might consider finding out more. Call 844-981-0099 now to order our free Reverse Mortgages Exposed video series. You owe it to yourself to see what kind of financial relief you could find in a reverse mortgage. We found a company that has brought back an old service that many thought was gone forever, the Doctor House Call. Visiting physician services will travel to your home, your parents' home, or a care facility anywhere along the Wasatch Front. Our next story is about a company that has brought the house call back to medicine.
My name is Melody Anderson, and I'm with Visiting Physician Services. We do house calls for senior citizens, so we go into the home, whether they're in their own home, living with other family members, or living in a assisted living facility. We go in and provide the doctor's care in the comfort and convenience of their own home. So I wanted to provide this service for everyone's parents so that they can see a doctor anytime they want and they don't feel like they have to bother their children. They don't have to feel like they're putting anyone out, that we can come to them. It gives them back autonomy and the ability to seek care without being in any way having to bring others into the mix. This is returning to something that used to work that for the sake of convenience we're bringing back. Sometimes the old ways really are best. So we're bringing back the house call doctor, where you have them come in your home. They provide that personal care in the convenience and comfort of your own home. You don't have to go out. You don't have to wait in a waiting room and risk the germs. You don't have 5 minutes in a medical exam. We come to you and you've got that time and that consideration and that one-on-one interaction. We provide that personal care. You're not rushed through your doctor's appointment. We will look at your medications if you're on medications. We look at your living situation and really examine a holistic approach to the type of life that you have and the care that you need so that you can have the greatest level of wellness that you can. We really do everything that the doctor can do in his office. We can do the lab work, any type of blood work. We would check for, if you have strep throat, we can do a swab check right there and send it to the lab. We can do x-rays, ultrasounds, even EKGs, all in the comfort of your home. With some of the technology we have today, we can have mobile imaging come in, we can do the lab work, and we bring in an iPad, we have our charting right there on the iPad. So with some of the technology we have today, The doctor's office can be wheeled right into your home. You know, probably 5-6 years ago, that just wasn't possible. I'm in visiting physicians because I care. When my mother was ill, we couldn't get a doctor to come in to see her. There was just no doctors in the area that provided that kind of care, that kind of service of coming into the home. And it was a hardship for her. I was working and I'd have to take off from work to get her to the doctor, and she always felt really, I guess, like she was an inconvenience, which she wasn't, but it was difficult for her to feel like she had to ask for help or get a ride or have someone take off and be in some way put out for her.
For many people, getting to the doctor can be overwhelming. If you or a loved one struggles with getting out of the house and to a doctor's appointment, we believe that visiting physician services could be the solution you're looking for. Call 844-981-0099 right now. We'll get you the help you need.
In the world of social media, we make it very easy for you. If you go to our webpage at utahfoodbank.org, you can utilize that location online to do a number of things. You can donate that money. You can sign up to volunteer time. You can utilize the virtual food drive to purchase food using your money, your selection, and the product then is purchased by us. Or if you're in need of assistance, you can find that information there as well. In a neighborhood, you can look for a pantry in your town or your part of the community where you can go for assistance. Or there's also information there about 211, the information referral hotline. If you or someone you need is looking for help or struggling, calling 211 is a great first step. Utilize your zip code, tell a person on the phone where you live. They can send you immediately to direct services that can help you that very day. The biggest mistake we make as an individual in need of help is not making that first step to reach out for help.
If you have any questions on what you've seen here today, call the number on the screen right now. We have also uncovered many other resources for you or your parents. If you have any questions about any service, call right now. Plus, we're always looking for more unusual or exceptional services for seniors and their families. So if you know of someone that could help your friends or neighbors, call us now. That about does it for this edition of Senior Solutions Utah Television for today. I'm Michelle Rowley. Thanks for watching.